Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Reality Realness with 3 S's. I'm your host here, Chantele Francis. Here is my lovely co-host, Phil. How are you today, Phil?
I'm okay. That was a very confusing episode.
It was so confusing. We're going to get to it. I don't even know what I'm doing. Discombobulated, out of sorts. I don't know, but if this is your first time on Reality Realness, welcome. We are really happy to have you. Please, if you haven't done so already, subscribe right down over there. We're on our way to 1,000 subscribers, and we can't do it without you. And please, join us in the chat to talk about this episode, being episode 3 of Rupaul's Drag Race All-Star. I keep saying All-Stars. Season 2. Oh, my God. Episode 3, Season 2. Okay, so yes. I kind of feel my moans and groans, but what were your overall thoughts of the episode?
I think it ends very well with rude. The editing, I was expecting that it was very clear who the bottom two were. It was getting there to who the bottom two were. Twist. And then even more so, I was like, what? Wait, what? No.
I mean, I think what is happening, though, is the fact that we really enjoy everybody. I think that at this point, the only person personally that, like, I wouldn't be that heartbroken if they went home is Sister at this point. But other than that, like, everybody else, I'm like, no, like, there's nobody else that I would be okay with going home. So I guess it's a good casting. But, you know, I even when the episode started, I was reminded that Cherry was gone. And I was like, I really liked Cherry. I really liked her. And, you know, she wasn't going to be there anymore. And I wanted to see what she's going to be doing. And so I'll probably follow her on Instagram now and see what cool things she's up to and concepts that she's bringing to life. But, you know, the episode started with me kind of sad already. And, you know, tasted think with her. And definitely was the one that wiped off the mirror. Yeah, it was a sad moment in the beginning. You, Philly. Hi, Ron. Can we keep hi, Kai? Hi, JG. Comment ça va? Astina should have won. I won the whole show. I don't know about winning the whole show. That's a big thing. I love Astina. I think she's gorgeous in and out of drag. I think she does have legs for days, body, yada, all that. But I don't know if she is the winner. Like, I don't think that the outcome of this episode should have been as it was, but I don't think that she is the winner of the whole show. What do you think?
I think it's because the cast is so good. I'm thinking we're still a little early here to say who deserves to win the whole thing. This episode, I didn't think that Astina's outfit was the worst. I actually didn't think it was really that bad. Like, I don't think it was the best, but I was shocked. I actually thought Team Blue both had okay outfits. I mean, I thought that they were both safe at least. So, yeah.
Okay, so JG was meaning just the lip sync.
It was close. Yeah.
More, but I think the whole theme at the end was the disappointment factor. And so it's just because they expected so much, she fell so far. And if she was only like decent, then then they wouldn't be expecting her to be amazing and blow them away. So I think that her potential got in the way of her having a slight little hiccup, which is really, really sad. Yeah. So, you know, Ahura is kind of scared at the beginning, you know, just because, like, good people have been going home and, you know, she hasn't been receiving as good critiques and stuff like that. So she's kind of a little bit sad. You're smiling over here. Why?
Well, I'm smiling just because, like, can we, like, just mention when they came into the room, like, half the cast had berets on. It was like beret city, so English. Like I know everyone thinks France for berets, but I think London for berets. Like it's very like.
I'm not gonna lie, I own a beret and I wear a beret often, and my dad is from England, and I like the look of a beret, so maybe that's why I'm like, "Ooh, Chase looks so good all the time." Like I love Chase's look. But yes, 3 people had berets that I recognized. Was there more than 3?
I think actually it was like 4 or 5 because there was like a yellow one, there was a leopard print one, there was a couple black ones. It was.
There was a special. There was like a discount special on berets.
I think so.
So Veronica, they're kind of having their little kiki little chit chat about like how they felt after the whole runway, and Veronica is saying that she's glad that she spoke up because she could have been in Cherry's shoes. Do you think though that she would have gone home if she didn't speak up?
No.
Me neither.
No, I don't think she was in any trouble.
I actually think that she's a lot better than even what she's showing up right now. Like I think that she's going to get better and better and better and better. Tim is saying Team Gold for the win. I like Team Gold. They actually looked really good. They did. Gold were gold. Golden girls. They were.
I like this challenge, dividing them up into colors and really like getting to see them and I don't know. I feel like you could really see really strong queens once you looked at you saw the colors. You're like, okay, I can kind of feel like who could go very far in this competition. Well, what do I know though? I thought blue and gold were like the 2 strong ones. So
Chantele beret. New London, like tagline is sachet Chantele beret. Absolutely. So RuPaul comes on the screen as usual. I don't know what's going on, but she's really turned it up and looks really good all the time she's making an appearance on this show. Looked amazing. She's making a little bit of a play on word pun thing about frock destroyers. Do you know the cock destroyers that she's punning?
Oh yeah, right. Wanna break up? Bye bye.
No, I don't know.
Oh, you didn't watch season 1, did you?
No.
So they had a lip sync music challenge, and they went 2 groups, and one of the groups called themselves the Frock Destroyers, and their song is wonderful that they made to the song called "I Want to Break Up," and Google that, YouTube that song. It is good, and Ron and I sing it all the time. So,
but you know who the Cock Destroyers actually are?
No, who are the Frock Destroyers? Is there something else?
Destroyers, COCK.
Oh, yes.
You do. Like I remember when I originally saw it, I'm like, what is this? It's so it's like I had to watch, but it's like quite vulgar. And then I forget who it was. They did it. I think it was last season on RuPaul's Drag Race US for match game.
Snatch Game, yeah.
I'm like Match Game. It's Snatch Game. They did Cock Destroyer. Who was it? They had the lipstick all around the mouth. Come on, JG, you know who the Cock Destroyer was last season.
Oh, yes.
And she was actually pretty. Anyways.
I don't remember. Yeah.
2 women, you Google that. You Google Cock Destroyers, and you'll be. Was it Canada? Was that where it was? Myth? Was it? Yes.
It was the Canada one. Okay, that would make sense.
Yes, it was.
Ilona.
It was Ilona Verley. Yes, it was. JG, you're too slow here, but we got Myth in the house, and he's able to help me out for doing the Cock Destroyers.
I blocked Canada out. I blocked.
I liked it. Okay, no, let's go back to this. This is still my favorite, though. UK is definitely still my favorite. So they have a mini challenge, and it's basically a Notting Hill carnival. And they basically have to limbo for your life with quick carnival drag. How would you do with the limbo?
Not good. Not good. You know that from our Amazing Race talks. Anything like that, that's not my world.
I was definitely impressed by how low some of them could go.
Yeah.
It was pretty impressive. Did you know who the DJ was, though? Jodie Harsh, a superstar DJ? I've never heard of her.
Never heard of her, but she seemed like she would be cool. Dot.
They were also making fun of Ellie needing to manscape. You'd think that she would maybe wear something a little bit more covering if she's going to be in a bodysuit doing the limbo with her crotch out.
Yeah. I think that was close to we needed some blurring there. I think we were getting kind of close.
There would have been a black box there for sure. Like in the United States, all the producers and whatever, they want to have the black box showing that there's something obscene under there. But no, we got to see Hala's non-manscaped area as she's going through the limbo. Lawrence does a death drop. It's a new death drop. I was impressed a little bit. Tia was like, when she got to the lowest bar, she was really good, but when she fell, she was really funny. So I was like, I like Tia. I do like Tia, but I do think she needs to step it up. And I was definitely really impressed by Tace and Veronica. And Rue says that they hit an all-time low, but they both fell. So there wasn't actually a winner. Do you think that was determined in the moment, that there's going to be two, like a co-winners? Or do you think that was always going to be how it went down?
No, I think that they probably, because of what the reward was, I think they probably were aiming to have one winner. And then they would have picked their partner, and then they would have decided how the boxes all went out. So I think, yeah.
So they let them everybody pair up with their best Judy, their best friends. But the catch is they're going to become fashion frenemies. And I'm always like, just don't run to your favorite person so quickly, because it's always the case that you're going to have to be competing against your friend. But maybe they haven't watched the show, and they're also all really young. As JG is pointing out, Lawrence is one of my favorites as well, and so witty for 23. So, but maybe he hasn't watched the show as much as we have for the last 12, 13 years or whatever. So maybe he doesn't know that this is definitely a trope. But don't go with your best friend, because you're going to have to go against them for sure.
Yeah, you're either going against them or they're dividing you up, and putting you separating you into two teams or something. But
exactly, it's never going to be that good. That you get to both together. No. So who wore it best is what's going to be happening here. They're going to get different colored box of the same material between the two, all the pairs. And because Tace and it was Veronica that were the two winning people, they were going to alternate who they were going to assign which pair these colored boxes to. So Veronica goes first, choosing for her team, and she chooses green.
Veronica Green.
Yeah, green. Green. Okay, and her best Judy in the competition is Tia. I feel like they know each other outside of the competition. And green, for somebody that doesn't know how to sew or make good, is a very challenging color to make work. And I didn't even think that personally that Veronica's was that nice. It was a very Mystique in the end, with the red hair and
Oh yeah, no, they weren't good.
I didn't like it very much at all, unfortunately. But anyway, so they chose green. Then Tace is with obviously Ahura because they have their little showmance going on. They choose black, which is go with black or gold or white. These are the colors that I would be gravitating towards because you can make them look expensive. Ginny and Sister, they pick pink. Making a little joke too in the pink, which was a little bit offside, but I was like,
That's not a surprise.
No, not a surprise at all.
Not a surprise they picked pink.
I didn't know that Estina and Bimini were good friends. Do you think that they were just kind of the leftovers, or do you think that they actually are good friends?
I missed the who ran to who and how fast and everything, but I thought that they were kind of. I don't know. They didn't complain.
No, I mean they were like kind of hugging chummy. Like I just never knew that they were that close, really. But they got blue, and then Lawrence and Ellie, they got gold. I was surprised that. Wait, I guess like they didn't choose it, but Estina and Bimini having gold would have been a lot better for them, I think. Or at least for Estina, because gold looks great on dark skin as well. So Ron's wanting to know who we pair up against, like ourselves, or put to pairs together.
Oh.
I mean, I can't really unsee what I've seen now. I'd have to probably have chosen them beforehand.
Well, I guess if if it was who do you want to be like friends with, right? That was like who's your closest bestie? Who do you think you would gravitate to the most?
Oh, me like your personally, bestie? I would go with Tace.
Yeah,
I'd
go with Levin. So.
Oh, would you put on the hip boobs?
I might actually win that challenge.
Oh, okay. Ron saying East London Queens, Estina and Bimini stick together. Okay, right. Thank you, Ron. But you and Ginny, you'd be cute with Ginny. Very cute. So Ahura is kind of having feeling a lot of weight on her shoulders. She went to fashion design school, and when people found out she was gay outside of school, in the fashion design industry, she found that she was losing work because people were seeing her as a drag queen as opposed to being just a fashion designer. And so I felt kind of bad that I just never really thought that in like the UK that would be something that she would have to go through. Did you know that?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of not surprised. I would kind of imagine though, like if it's the bigger name companies, like, you know, unfortunately, I'm sure that there is still that wall that's up there. People look down a little bit on drag, like what it is. They don't get it. So I don't know. People are sensitive. They don't want their fashions to be assigned like to things, and it's so stupid. Like,
I feel as though. Like drag queens usually have such like interesting ideas, and like they really have studied the female form and body and what looks good, and they feel like they have a unique perspective of female fashion and beauty. And so I would probably gravitate towards a drag queen as well as a fashion designer. So it was unfortunate that they had that experience and feels as though they need to prove themselves so much here. Sister is going to make it hideous, so no surprise there. I get it. Go for like really, really ugly because with it pink, right? Yeah, but
they were pink when they took the pink out and they held it up. Like the things I was like, actually. The colors aren't that bad. Like the way that I don't know, it didn't look as bad as I was expecting pink to be. Like it looked a little more purpley pink in some things, and
it looks like the pink is like Union Jack here, you know.
Yeah. So I was like, that's workable pink, not like bubblegum pink. Everything like not Pepto-Bismol pink.
I got a little bit worried about Lawrence here because he was saying he was 10 and started with like making clothes for, I don't know if it's dolls or whatnot, but I think that Lawrence is probably, in my opinion, still like the front runner to at least get to the finale. So I was like, okay, no, he's not. He's going to be okay. But I started getting worried when we started hearing some people's stories. Like Ahura has a story. I'm like, oh my god, oh. And then I'm like, I know people don't like Ahura, but I do because look at Ron here. Not a big fan of Ahura, but she turned it out. Yes, she did. I like her. I'm sorry. She just needs some love, you know.
Very much does, yes.
And Ahura likes Tace, and they have this little thing going on, and she is even willing to help Tace here. She has a lot of design background, and Tace doesn't really have any, and so I also liked that she recognized that, yes, people see me as a bitch and like, you know, maybe kind of catty, but like I do want to help people. So I don't know if it's just because she likes taste, but I liked seeing that she was willing to sacrifice her own design a little bit to help a friend or a more than a friend or whomever, you know?
Yeah, I think all these queens know that this show is one thing, but after this show is done, they have to all work together, and they're all going to be amazing, successful drag queens. And you know, it doesn't hurt to help each other. I don't think that she would have went out of her way and not had an outfit of her own to, like, I mean, you know, I think she would have done an outfit still for herself. But you know, why would you ruin a friendship over that? I think it's great. Yeah.
Me too. So Ginny, though, is going to be transformed into someone sexy and curvaceous, which I thought was really interesting. And I thought that, you know, a lot of the moments that started to develop with Ginny and with Bimini, like I thought that those were really beautiful, but it made me really nervous for you. I love Ginny, but you love Ginny.
Yeah.
There's a discussion about, I'm not sure if do they use they them pronouns? I don't think that they made that clear.
They said that they were non-binary. I don't know if I haven't seen anything with pronouns off Ginny's Twitter or anything like that, so I'll double check that. But I think they may use they, which is good. But yeah, when I heard her story and going on, and it just kept focusing on her, like she wasn't happy with the way that she looked, and then she wasn't happy about who she was as a person, and it just kept going and going, and I was like, oh no, Ginny's going, because I knew that this was not going to be the challenge for her.
I know. But Bimini wants to go as a well-dressed stripper. I like that motif.
Love it.
Tina and Bimini are the body yada yada queens, as we kind of talk about them. Definitely both like to show off their body. You know, Scottish drag queens, Lawrence was talking about they don't really make any money, and Ellie was saying that she works at a drive-through to find her drag and stuff like that. And Lawrence is still really funny saying lines like, I'm not quite sucking willies yet. So yes, Lawrence, give me every line you got. They out the sexual tension between Chase and Ahura to Rue, which I was like, just pulling these storylines out. But, you know, this is how the show works. Drew goes over to Tia and asks if Tia sews, and Tia's like, I've sewn. So that was when the writing on the wall for Tia came. I knew that we already talked about last week that her design aesthetic isn't that strong. So how are you feeling about Tia now that she has this critique and the design challenge?
Yeah, I like Tia. I think she's funny, but she's just not polished enough yet. Like, she's not there yet. I think she's going to be a great All-Stars, UK All-Stars person to come back and see what she's done. But when we heard that she doesn't sew, and she was making fun of herself as, you know, we always say you should know how to sew, and why doesn't that girl know how to sew? That's me. It's like, yeah. So I don't know. She was nervous about the green color. She was already sort of saying, I can't do this. I don't know. I think it was in her head she was not going to do well here.
And that color green. Oy. Ron says, no matter personal opinion on personalities portrayed, all these queens are amazingly talented. Absolutely. Like,
totally.
We talked a lot about it yesterday, or I did last week, or I did anyways, was that I'm more engaged, more excited, more invested in these queens and their stories and their drag that I have been for the last little while for the US version, and even also for the Canadian version. Like, there's something unique and special about them. I don't know if it's just the accent or, you know, like, it's just something special about watching all these queens. And so is Ron not a fan of Candy Muse?
No. Ron doesn't like Candy Muse.
It's okay.
Yeah, I don't know yet. I haven't got my final opinion yet on Candy Muse. It sort of goes back and forth.
Well, it's okay.
Yeah.
I'm here for the buffet. I don't remember the line. Yes, Smith, UK is definitely
Definitely.
than yours too, better than the US. I'm covering this one with Phil. I'm not covering US. I did the first episode and I was like, I'm not really here for it. So I like talking about these people.
I think Rue likes the UK one right now more than the US. Like I think RuPaul is like really like he loves this.
Well, because he's like getting inspired as well, right? Like talent, creativity, like new blood, new energy, new jokes, new gags, ha ha ha. Like I think that he's being inspired by these queens, which is amazing, especially since most of them are under 30. Like, which is also shocking. Like, really? You're younger than me by a lot. It's hilarious. So Rue confronts obviously Tace and Nahora about, their little romance brewing and talk about the sexual tension and that Lawrence Chaney wouldn't know sexual tension if it slapped her in the mouth. I like Tace so much. My Judy. And then at the end of this little episode or this little segment, Rue is like, okay, so the tops and the bombs are going to be determined by who is the best and the worst in your team. Bye.
Wow. That's a big shocker, and I like it. I that adds to the competition. Like they have to, step up. I liked how they figured it out, and they were like, nobody's safe now. Like there's no safe. It's top or bottom, and that's how it's going to be remembered. So,
well, I'm happy though that Veronica realized that choosing green was kind of a bitch move. It was really like the worst color to choose, even for herself. Like I know her last name's Green, so maybe that's why she was going with green. Like maybe that's her thing is she usually wears green, kind of with Ginny and lemon and yellow. But she should feel bad that she gave her best beauty green to work with in a challenge in general.
Yeah, I mean, for somebody, if you can't sew the way that Tia can't sew, I honestly think the only color out of those that was there that could have been picked was black, because then she could have hid stuff, like the sewing could have been hidden a little bit, but
shiny green,
and the green and the pink would have been awful.
I think people would have been better though, because at least in tone it would have looked like complimentary. But that green it's just sickly and like not cute. None of it is cute. So just back to Ginny and them becoming a new version of themselves. And I was really, really excited to see that they were putting on hip pads. They're trying on bust forms and. I was seeing something inspired coming out of just putting on these garment pieces. And it was quite profound, especially with the conversations that she was having with Bimidji about her own identity, that I felt that she was kind of they were finding something here. And that's what was really exciting for me. But then when it got to the runway, I wish it was just a little bit better.
Yeah. I think if she keeps this mentality and she uses maybe the clothes that she brought, she might be in a bit of a better position here. Making the clothes, we'll talk about that when we get to the runway.
We're almost there. Basically, like that was the end of like the workroom scenes. And Rue walks out on the runway again for the Maxi Challenge, and looking amazing. Like she needs to like have who's ever doing her hair, makeup, and outfits on her paid roster. Like is it Raven?
I don't know. I don't know who's doing whoever's doing her outfits. Has stepped it up, because there's not even a comparison. Like RuPaul looks amazing on the UK this season. She did last season too, but this season I'm noticing like crazy. Like her outfits look great.
So good. So do you know, okay, so Michelle Visage obviously is the judge. This week it's Graham Norton saying his best Judies are Chardonnay and Sauvignon. Out of wines, those wouldn't be my two best Judies. Who would your two best wine Judies be?
Well, I love Baco Noir. I mean, that's my girl. So Baco Noir, and then another bottle of Baco Noir because I'm
twins. You like twins?
I don't mind a threesome with two Baco Noirs. That's okay.
Like I kind of basic. Okay, if I'm having a Chardonnay grape, I want it to be a Chablis, so it's like unoaked. Like the oakiness is from California buttery oaky is like, I think I got sick on it too many times in like my early 20s that it just actually tastes like vomit to me. So I need like a nice Pinot Gris if we're doing a white, and I even like a Pinot Noir if we're doing a red.
Ooh, nice.
But I can be, trampy with my lipstick marks and ice in my glass with a cold glass of rosé in the summertime.
I love it.
I love dress up. What's it? Cougar prints on the glass.
Love it.
I mean, who wants warm wine? Not me. So, first look out on the runway is Tace. And I'm sorry, she turned it out. I don't care if it was safety pinned or not. I don't care if she got help. She made something that was in her head come to life, and she put it together in a way that looked editorial, high fashion, and chic. It did not look cheap and didn't look like it came from someone that did not know how to sew. Yeah, you agree.
Completely agree. I actually, when she came out, I was like, whoa, this is a lot better than like she was making it sound like. Like when you saw it come out on the runway, I thought it looked great. I liked that it was like different pieces, but it came together. And the pins looked good. The only time was when it got up really close that you were like, oh, okay, it's not perfect. But when it wasn't, and it was the full outfit.
For a photo?
It looked good. Right?
Good.
The only thing I'll say that I didn't like was her hair.
Oh, with
because she did it already, and
Maleficent. Yeah. It worked with the look. She could have maybe done something differently, but maybe she just didn't have time to conceptualize hair when she's probably like trying to keep it on with safety pins. So maybe it was like, okay, I'll deal with the hair if I have time. Let me just get this on my body, and that's, we'll just take a hit for the hair. Ahura comes out next with it's kind of like a puffy sleeved cape. I actually was more excited by Tace's look. It could be because it's like more editorial. It could be because I wasn't expecting her to do as well. Obviously, Ahura's looked great. It looked well done, and she looked gorgeous. But I was more surprised by Tace's. So, but yeah, obviously, Ahura's was beautiful as well.
Yeah. So for those two, who would you say was the top and who was the bottom?
I was kind of thinking they were going to give it to Ahura, but the fact that I was so shocked that she did so well that maybe she would squeak out the top there for Tace, just to humble Ahura a little bit. I wasn't sure if the judges would do that, but I was more so leaning towards Ahura getting the top here.
The top, yeah. I thought Ahura's, honestly, I actually liked both of these looks a lot, but I did think Ahura just a little bit more just because of just everything put together. But honestly, I liked both of these looks. I have nothing to complain about.
Yeah, me too. Like I wish that in this case it'd be like, you're both tops. That would have been nice. A nice moment. So Ginny comes out. Their face looked gorgeous. Yes. but their dress was too basic, and they do get clocked by the judges with like not cinching their waist and making it just a little bit showing the silhouette. But I feel as though this is a direction they could move towards a little bit more. I think it suited them. What do you think?
Yeah. So with Ginny, I thought it was so funny. She came out and I didn't realize, like, I knew because of the color who it was, but I was like, is that Bimini? Like, who is that? Like, with the face. And we had that last week when she did the Cats one. I was like, she can really make herself look like a totally different person. She has that makeup skill. The outfit for Ginny, like, I love Ginny. I'm rooting for her. I have to say that was not a good outfit.
No.
That was like, I understand she doesn't make clothes, but if you have to judge all 10 outfits on there, that wasn't anywhere close to probably most of them. Like,
I know.
Which I hate to say.
I'm hoping, like what you said, is that they will be inspired and then go through what they actually brought to see if they can change up the silhouette and change up maybe how they show themselves, which is, I think, is part of what I think inspires a lot of people to do drag, is to see that they can bring something new out of them, which is, I think it's exciting that they might have found something. So Ron's saying that Zaldy does her outfits for both US and UK, but he's saving the crowd for US. I don't know who Zaldy is. Do you know who Zaldy is?
No, must be fashion designer.
Okay, so, I mean, he's designed for me, if it's a he. Yeah. And Sister had this like ruche pink like pant thing. I didn't love it.
Yeah, I think compared to Ginny's, it was an outfit. It was put together. I think she got the benefit of one of you will be the top, one of you will be the bottom here, where Taste got the bad part of that and went down. It wasn't something that I'll look back on and go, that was a great outfit. The pants weren't awful. They had I thought the pants were kind of unique, the way she did that, but you know, pink is tough, and when you make it look kind of carnival-ish, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I knew for sure that Sister was going to be the top here, but I did not enjoy it for sure. Next up is Veronica, and all I said is, I hate this damn green looking like Mystique. That's what I said. I didn't like the look really at all. I think it was made decently well, of course, but I was just kind of like, womp womp. Like,
no, I only like the slit at the bottom, but I like the open part of it. I didn't like the dress itself. Like, I was like, okay, that's nice, but
I liked her hair and makeup.
Yeah,
but I did not like the outfit.
I liked her smile. No,
it sounds good, you know. But pick the first. She got to have her choice of anything. I would definitely think that she should have gotten maybe clocked a little bit for not having the greatest look. I didn't like it.
Yeah.
And then Tia, I mean, it wasn't her worst outfit. I don't think it wasn't great, but it wasn't the worst that I felt that she's presented so far. But yeah, it just wasn't good.
I didn't know when it came out. I thought the dress part of it looked nice, but then when she came out and it was all the different stuff, it was like, it hasn't been made that great. I did like her hair a lot, because Tia's hair has been until now not good, right? And that hair actually was probably one of the best on the runway. I think she had nice hair at that time. So
I'm saying that Tia's outfit looked like the ugly dress from Runway, but she was hilarious during judging. Yes, she was. I don't remember this dress.
So on season 7, they all had to wear their ugliest dress. They all had to. It was like that was the runway.
Oh, the whole runway. Okay.
Yeah.
Are there any images? Is anybody green, or is he just saying that they all are just like, it's just so hideous that it must have been the ugly dress challenge?
It would have fit in with the ugly dress challenge completely. Like they were like so ugly, they're cute. The outfits.
Liz wasn't even cute, but it wasn't her worst look. There was no doubt, though, that Veronica was going to get the top spot there.
Yeah.
There was no question for me. Estina comes out, and she was calling her look anime fierceness. Legs for days, legs, legs, legs. And Bimini, kind of like a blue lace, sheer lace in the back. And she showed her body, but like a little more subdued and less overt. I liked the back of Bimini's dress a lot. I didn't really like the front, what was going on in the front, but I thought that like the sheared nude stuff looked good. But I did also think that Estina's was too basic. So I was worried for Estina having something that just looked like you pulled off the rack, as opposed to it looking like a design challenge. So I was worried.
I think so. My vote for best outfit out of everybody was Bimini's. I thought Bimini's outfit, I really liked it. I liked the back. I loved what she did. Yeah, I thought her look, which is shocking because I've hated most of her outfits so far. I thought that was wonderful. That outfit. I thought that was she actually stepped up in that challenge. Probably more so. I thought she should have won. And then. Yeah, I didn't actually mind Estina's outfit when it came out. I was like, oh, this is all right. I was like, it was made well compared to some of these other outfits, and I thought it's good. The one thing I did notice after the fact that I really noticed the most was her legs. Like, I was like, oh yeah, that's what was like my note was. Wow, like she has great legs. I'm like, well, maybe I shouldn't have. Maybe it's more about what the outfit is.
Yeah, like the outfit, not like the smile or.
Yeah, but the hair was not that great either. I didn't like the hair on her.
I think because it was such a dark blue, like it didn't pop. If it was maybe a lighter blue, it would have had just like a little bit more, or if it was a little bit longer or asymmetrical or had like some ruffle or something, there just wasn't enough going on. It was too basic, but it was okay. It wasn't terrible.
No.
Basic. And then Ellie is in a gold bodysuit, but it was cute. I was worried when she was in the workroom cutting the bodysuit part. I was like, oh my God, you know how Michelle hates a bodysuit. And I was like, I hope that she could make this like look great, but she did. I think that she really made it look more than just a bodysuit, like all the embellishments, all the different fringe and pearls and, hand accessories. It was all, I thought it looked really, really good. And Lawrence, being the original Golden Girl, I thought also looked fantastic. So what did you think about these two? Who do you think was the top and bottom here?
I thought it was close. I thought Gold really was the gold. Like they both did really good. I do think though that Ellie, I thought Ellie stayed when they were next to each other. I was like, I like Ellie's outfit more, and I don't know why, but I was like, I think Ellie deserves this. I like Ellie's makeup, and I think she just overall put it together well. Not to say that Lawrence didn't. Like, I mean, Lawrence's outfit would they would both be in the top as well. So, but that's how I felt.
I feel as though Ellie's, I think it's because it was a bodysuit is why they probably got like docked a little bit, because if it was a longer dress or something like that, quite similar, but just had a little bit more fabric, I think that she might have been able to pull out the win. I think it's the stigma of the bodysuit. It's just kind of like, it's a really good bodysuit. And Lawrence had a little bit better of a whole outfit that was just a little bit more, seemingly like more work. So as Ellie should have gotten the gold and gold. As much as I love Lawrence, Bimini and Ahura were deserving of the win. Yeah, I didn't think that Lawrence deserved the win out of everybody that was the top.
No.
Most shocking. She was shocked.
That shocked me. I was like, "Are you what? Like that doesn't make sense to me." This is when we started getting into the I'm like not on the same page here. I don't understand what's happening tonight because
Seriously. And how quickly they did that too, though. Like I thought that maybe like that have the top queen step forward for a second and then just go through and just say like why they really loved each outfit a little bit more or something, and then name Lawrence the winner. But they're just like, and Lawrence is the winner of this challenge. You can go to the backstage, and they're like, people are like, what? Yeah. Lawrence? She? What? Oh, okay. Yeah. Bye, guys. So they do starting to judging the bottoms though now, and this is like the sad part because I really like all of the bottoms.
Yeah, and I'm thinking at this point it's Ginny and it's Tia. Like it has to be because the other three I didn't think, we're in danger.
So Tace has a strong look, and I thought that her looked really good. I didn't think that she had any fear of going home here. They definitely loved that Ginny took risks, but they hated her grandma-style kitten heel, grandmother of the bride heels, they called it. But Rue, I thought, gave the best advice, and I kind of alluded to it before, but saying that they should create an identity that can empower this new look and what they've found in this new look. And that's kind of what Rue was saying about how, like, what drag is for her is that she's able to empower something that maybe in her regular skin, she doesn't feel like she exudes, but she's able to be a version of herself that lends it in this character of this, this outfit. So I really hope that Ginny takes these notes.
Oh yeah.
I really
Let's
do.
hope so.
Tia, I thought another great critique with Tia was that she could be a runway model, which is true. And Michelle, I think, challenged her to have the aesthetic of a runway model and see if she could try that on to being more fierce, like more like Tace, more like Estina, coming in with that like posh polish, like, exuding sex appeal kind of vibe.
Yeah.
She could sell it, I think.
Oh, totally. She could totally sell. I think that might have given her a little kick in the butt for the performance that she does.
Probably.
Yeah, I think that helped. So.
Well, for both of them, I feel as though, this could be a little bit of a tinfoil hat being put on, but I think the reason why, spoiler alert, they both end up staying is I feel as the judges wanted to see what they would do with this new inspired energy. And so I don't think that they want to be like, hey, get empowered, but you're off the show. Hey, you could be a supermodel, but try it on your own. I think that they wanted to give them the opportunity to get better and do better. So when that happened, I was kind of like, okay, I don't think either of them are going to go. Who's going to go then?
Yeah.
So next up is Estina. And she was pretty disappointed that they didn't like her look, that they thought it was basic. And they were disappointed in her. And she's crying about this. And I think one of the worst feelings for someone that's a performer or that enjoys doing well is disappointing your audience. And I could feel that for her because I think that she puts a lot of pressure on herself to do really well. And I think the fact that she didn't do well in the eyes of like her heroes, we'll say, I think that really beat her down.
Yeah. I think she got a little vibe of maybe, I think she would agree that she probably, even at this point, feels she probably could have done a little bit more and it might have helped. Because I think it might have.
She was
it would have.
Never be done early. There's something else you could do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Always. Yeah. And then Ellie, so as a pirate wench, Jordan was calling her Beyonce. Oh, I never asked. You know who Jordan is as the model?
Not well. I remember her from, she was with one of the makeup lines like maybe 5 years ago. I remember her from that, but no, not well.
Okay. I remember I was like from Love Island, like I couldn't remember. Wait, okay, hold on. Mitch says if you're going to say anime, you got to go bold and campy. That was kind of anime. Yeah, it was anime.
Meh.
Sure.
Yeah.
She could have done something though. She could have like even get some of like that shiny, like you know, like how the pink was. Like if she had that blue, go fucking Sailor Moon it to the top. You know.
Oh yeah.
She could have gone further with that for sure. That would have been, and she would just look like a little doll or a little anime, actually look anime. Even if she did her makeup as though she was like a cartoon character, like that could have been really cool. But she kind of rested on simplicity and chic, I guess, as opposed to pushing the envelope and going the distance of being amazing. And all it did was cause disappointment, which is so.
I wonder if you're allowed to actually put the outfit on in the workroom, and can you go to somebody and just go, "What does this look like to you?" Like, would that have helped if she did that and they went, "You look like a cheerleader." You look like a figure skater.
Kind of happened when she was talking to who was her partner, Bimini, and Bimini was like, maybe you should put some
more stuff
on it. So I think that Asina probably has a personality where she knows what's best for her and what's right, and she doesn't necessarily allow critique from maybe her peers. And so I don't know if she would even ask people for their opinion, really.
Yeah.
I don't know if she would, but maybe she will from now on. We have a little untucked moment. Ahura was kind of crying that she didn't excel in this particular challenge. And I like Veronica, but I kind of felt as though she was instigating Ahura being kind of nasty here. And then so she could be like, don't be nasty. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I felt like she was being a little bit of a shit disturber. What did you think about the beginning of this little untucked moment?
Yeah, I feel like there might have been some insecurities there. I think there's some cliques that might be happening here, some friendships, and I think, Ahora's wonderful, but I do think that she probably knows how to say the right thing, and it might not rub everybody the same way. And what did she say? Because she said something about one of the
Tia isn't her cup of tea.
Right, and why is Tia still here when the deserving people have been being eliminated? And it's like, so
to Ahora's point, it doesn't feel good to hear that about your friend that's in the bottom right now for a color that you chose, and her look wasn't.
Totally.
It doesn't feel good for Veronica to hear that. But as a viewer, I think. Yes, there's potential in Tia. Yes, I love her personality. They're calling her a sexy olive oil, like with her lanky arms, and I like her personality. I liked her last episode with being that mutated rat. But I do think that Joe would have been more deserving to have stayed from week one. And who went last week in the end? Oh, and Cherry. I really enjoyed Cherry as well. And I just think that they both have more to offer from what I've seen up until this point than Tia does. So I can understand where Ahura is coming from, but I also understand from Veronica's point that it doesn't feel good to hear that about your friend.
Yeah. Oh, and I mean, we're 3 episodes in, and in 2 of the 3 episodes, we've seen Ahura talking about somebody that's on the runway and not in the room about how that they weren't good. So there's that too.
Yes, that's true. She's young, right? She's 21, 23.
Yes.
I was
that's why we love to watch this show too, is when those things happen.
Remind me of my catty youth days, right?
That's right.
So Tia comes back in crying. It talks about getting in her head. We learned, though, that Ginny is going to be safe. My computer froze, so I'm not sure exactly how the order of all this went. So Tina comes back in. She's crying, getting in her head. And then the next thing cut for me was that Ginny was safe going to the back. And then I didn't see the rest of the people go to the back. So did they say any critiques before they kick people off the stage?
Oh, okay. So yeah, you missed a bit then.
I
There.
missed
So
like
that
a minute and a half.
okay. So after the Untucked, well, during the Untucked, Ginny just said that they liked that I took a chance, but they didn't like my outfit. And Estina said I think Estina actually did say that she wished she did a little bit more.
And they
So
give
so then they.
when it's even said she's done, that means you're not done. Yes, if you
Oh yeah.
not done at all.
And so then they went out, and I believe it was Tace who got saved first.
Of course.
And then it was Ellie who got saved. And then they went down the line of the three, and shocker, Ginny was the one who was saved. And so it came down to Tia and Estina.
I mean,
And
go ahead.
And then, so we didn't know what the song was, but at this point, I'm like, okay, Tia, that sucks. You're going because Estina's going to kick your butt.
Yep. What you said when she's leaving the runway, though, she's like, I'm going to burn these heels and I'm going to look sexy doing it. I'm like, bless your heart. Like, they make you cry. Like, I don't know. She's just good vibes. They're good vibes. Good vibes. Good people. Yeah. Good heart. Good intention. I want them to do well for sure. So the song for the lip sync is "Don't Stop Now" by Dua Lipa, which I love this song. It could be because it was pretty popular on TikTok at the beginning of quarantine, and I did do a TikTok dance on my TikTok page to this song. I did follow the trend. But it's a good song. And I loved also the beginning of quarantine. She did a quarantine concert on like the Tonight Show. It was actually pretty cool. All of her dancers and the musicians were all at home, and it was all streamed at the same time. And kind of like, you know, one screen would come forward and other like the dancers would come forward. And so it was like they played within, you know, multimedia screens. But so good song. And I was like, yeah. Estina is going to slay this. It's a great song to dance to, especially if you're a dancer. And then I was underwhelmed.
Yeah.
I'm like, backflip right now, or you're going home.
Yeah. It was confusing because I was like, she's talking about how she's going to bring it, and then she didn't really bring it. And then Tia Coffee did better than I was thinking she was going to do. Like, she made it funnier, like, or at least brought some personality to the song. And she seemed to like what the words were in the song, like, you know, like she was making that work. So I was like, okay, this is close. Maybe it's a double save for some reason. I don't know. But then, yeah, I was just like, wow, week 1, this girl blew it out of the water. And week 3 now, this girl is going home. Like,
okay, so this is what I wrote down. So Don't Stop Now, Dua Lipa, they start dancing. I'm like, and at the end of it, before it was announced who was staying, I was like, I think Tia was pretty close to staying. And then in the next word, wow, she did stay.
Did it.
And then I'm like, double Chantele? But not good enough. And then she goes. Estina goes.
Yeah.
And what was so interesting is I was talking to my friend Karen today, and I don't remember why, she just peeked to see something about, I think, what time she was able to watch this episode. And so she, by accident for herself, she saw who went home. She's like, oh, like, she's like, I'm not really happy about
I don't know. Oh no, are you frozen?
I don't know if you can hear me. Okay, can you hear me or no?
There you are. I can hear you now. There we go.
Or because you went black for me.
Oh, did it? Oh, you went frozen for me. So there we're good. We're good.
Freeze was like, no. So yeah, it was I was really shocked, even though I had an idea that somebody that I wasn't expecting to go home, I was still shocked.
Yeah. I was just like, when I was like, Tia Coffee could win this. And I was like, this could happen. And so then RuPaul did that and saved her. And then I was like, well, they can't get rid of this character. This character is going to be bringing the drama. Like, this is like, and she's fierce. Like, I'm like, oh my God, not yet. And they got rid of her. And I just like, what's going on?
Not great. Like I was really, not that I wanted Tia to go. I want to see how she improves and how she, if she takes the critiques and if she's able to go to the next level. Maybe the next one's going to be an acting challenge where she gets to be funny and, she gets to win. I don't know. But I feel as though overall that I'm more interested in seeing what Asina does. But I wrote down, I kept being like, she needs to do a trick. Give me some fouettes. Give me like an aerial or like a cartwheel or like a split or a death drop. Like, give me something. Give me a wow. And she didn't give a wow. She gave a good performance, but she didn't give a wow performance. She didn't give a performance like she wanted to stay more than Tia. And it didn't pay off.
She did not get the performance she was telling the audience she was going to be doing. And like, everybody better beware of her. Well, that wouldn't have held up against a lot of people. So,
well, maybe though, this is the one thing though, is that you can vibe off of the energy of another performer, and Tia's not that pow. So Asina could have been matching the energy unintentionally, because like that's kind of what you learn to do when you're dancing on stage with somebody else. So that could have been part of it, but she needed to have stepped herself in and set the pace and the tone and like how much fierceness you're gonna do and like hair whips and tricks, and like she needed to set the bar higher instead of meeting Tia where she was and being a better dancer than Tia. Not great.
Tia was throwing herself on the floor. I mean, Asina, at least throw yourself on the floor once or something.
Control layout. Like, come on. Cool. But like, we did just see the limbo challenge already, so we know that you can do that. But as you said in the beginning, she did have a nice exit, which could be catchphrased. I can see it on a t-shirt.
Rude. I love it. I love it. Rude.
Rude. I could see rude hats and rude shirts, pins. Like, I want a rude pin. Rude.
Yeah. Rude.
So that was the best thing that came out of her at this episode, I think, is rude. Oh, hi, Glossy. How are you, Glossy? You were just finishing up with the UK's Drag Race episode 3. Did you watch it tonight? Girl. And anybody that's still in the comments here, do you have any other comments about this episode, about, who you think might be rising up and maybe others that are falling to the bottom? How about you, Phil? Who do you think is rising up?
Well, I mean, Lawrence has got to be a favorite here. I mean, they're loving Lawrence. I think Bimini had a great, I think Bimini's moved up in where she was. Ahora's moved up. I mean, from where she was, definitely. I think Taste was really in trouble last week, and this week has moved at least up to the middle, so that's good. That's the right way to go. So, I think the people in trouble, Ginny's going to have to make sure that she's not now known as the messy person, and that's tough when you're the comedy person. You want to make sure that there's a fine line there. I hate to say it because it sounds like I'm like picking on someone. I don't want to, but like if Sister doesn't start doing something, like she's got to go because like she hasn't given anything.
Out of all the people that I've left, and seeing what Sister's done up until now, I wish she had been the one that went first.
Yeah.
Because I haven't been. I'm sorry, sister. I really like your personality in out of drag, and when you're having your conversations with Ginny, like I definitely think that you're a lovely person, and I probably would like to hang out with you. But I haven't been impressed by their aesthetic, and I'm not really looking forward to what they do. So
I don't know who they are. Like I don't even get what who are they? Like what as a character? Like I don't know.
So
and Tia Coffee has to pick it up as well because I see great things for her. I do actually see her as a potential All Stars UK if she gets some stuff behind her. But right now she's not at the same level as the other queens.
Mick says that Lawrence is a fave for the final. Her drag is polished and she's TV gold. No pun intended. Face. Totally agree with you, Myth. I see her going the long haul. I feel like they do have a little bit of blinders on for her because I don't think that she should have won this particular challenge, but be safe for sure. But yeah, I don't see her going anywhere. I think that we talked about it a couple of weeks ago that she's kind of built in some storylines for herself. So the fact that she was originally scared to unmask her boy face, and then what was the second storyline that she had? It was that one, and I can't remember right now. Was she bullied? No.
I know that she wanted to be the only Scottish queen, but I remember that part, but that didn't happen.
Storyline that came out last week that I just can't remember at this moment. Anyway, so she's kind of building in storylines for herself, and the fact that they put it in the edit after they know come, I feel like there's more to come from her storyline. So I do see her sticking around at least for a few more episodes. And her you're right, it is polished. She knows how to sew, she knows how to paint, she knows how to be funny, and these are very important pieces of RuPaul's Drag Race. So yeah, that's your point here.
I know she's young, but I think that I still am going to say this girl, Lawrence is a big RuPaul's Drag Race fan, has studied this show and knows what to do. I think she's going to be in the finals. She could be the winner.
Okay.
Who knows?
Okay. I mean, I
could be.
I could see it. I'm just, you said it here first, and I'm saying a very big possibility right now. That would be who I would be picking as the winner pick if I were to say. But I could. Raising up.
Yeah, I said, Estina I saw going all the way too. So what do I know?
That's it. Well, unless you guys have anything else to say in the comment section, thank you for hanging out with us, Ron and Myth and JG, and who else is here? I don't know who this is. Oh, kiss him. Kisses for everybody. Hi, Rochelle. I think that's everybody. We got Tim too. Yes, she did fight. Tim, you're right. She did fight for it. She wanted it more than Estina. And I think Estina just kind of thought she was getting away with just being beautiful and having a great body and having nice controlled moves. JG felt that Estina should have won. And
it was close. It was close.
Should have won because she just didn't have that pop. But she's a better dancer. That was clear. Oh, so sad. So sad. But that's all we got for today. Do you have anything else to say?
No, I think that's it. I don't have anything big this week. I will soon, but not this week.
Oh, you will soon? As big as this? Yeah.
Whoa!
Right now. Right over there. Please press that button. We are on our way to 700, well, 1,000, but we want to get to 1,000. But we're at like 626, I think. So we're getting there. So please just subscribe. We love going live, hanging out with you in the chats. Phil and I do right after, well, not right after the episode, but late night on Thursdays, we take care of RuPaul's Drag Race Season 2. We're also covering Sequester on Mondays, usually, me and JoJo. Then what else am I doing? We're doing on Tuesday or Wednesday, depending, The Bachelor. And Wednesday, the big hit is The Challenge. So right after the episode, we go live, usually about between 10 and 10:30, talking about The Challenge. So please join us and subscribe. And if you know anybody that loves reality TV as much as we do, tell them to subscribe too. Who would have thunk it? Anyways, love you guys. See you next week.